It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
I know, right? Oh, we're here, folks. Oh, man. We are saying goodbye. We're saying farewell to Superman, the animated series, as this is the last episode of that series that we've talked 3 seasons
Three
about. And
seasons,
yeah, we took
54 episode.
54 episodes, episode 54. It's kind of, we took like a weird little break and then now we're, talked about it
We
part
didn't
one
take the
last
weird
week.
little break.
Yeah, they did.
They took the weird little break,
Pretty crazy how it all played out. That's for damn sure. But hey, that's we're just going by their production order. That's all we're doing. So, but yes, this is Legacy Part 2. This is the final episode of Superman the Animated Series. And yeah, how you feeling, Scott?
Dude, it's a downer. We're gonna get to it, but like I watched it again because
yeah,
I tell you, I said this last week.
yes,
When I saw this episode, I caught this episode after school one day, and on TV. And you gotta remember, because this would have been 2000, so this is like the spring of my senior year of high school. I caught this, and I saw part 2 without seeing part 1.
Oh yeah. You talk about that.
So imagine watching that recap and going,
What?
What did I miss?
Yeah.
Like how many episodes did I miss? I remember it wasn't until the series finally came out on DVD that like I watched the whole thing and I went, oh, there was no buildup. There was just part 1, part 2. That was it. I was just like, oh shit, okay.
There it is.
It feels like there should have been like build up to this story.
There really should have been. There should have been way more than 2 parts. I think this is. This is this whole
remember,
story.
Because this was supposed to be the beginning of a 4th season.
That's very true. We've talked about that too. How basically they did not. I mean, I think maybe. Okay, so do you feel that when they first wrote the episode, they were like, "Oh, we're building this up to season 4."
Oh, Paul Dini has come straight out and said that. Like,
yeah,
like the whole point of this 2-parter was to set up an arc for season 4 about Superman gaining back Earth's trust after the invasion.
Yeah. And then I was I was just kind of watching like the last part. I'm like, did they already have the episode in the can before they couldn't tweak anything, right? Because it's animation.
It's animation. Like it was,
Because I mean, it does kind of feel like, hey, this is like, it does feel like a finale, but I forget that they probably made it the way that this ends, and of course we're gonna watch it to the end when we do our little watch of the last like 4.5 minutes or whatever. But it's just like I was going on. Did they actually? I mean, it actually does seem like this is a finale, but I'm going, oh yeah, but it is a season finale. It's a good season finale episode because I mean, some things happen. We'll get to it, but at the same time, I'm like, did they already know that it was going to be a series finale? But I'm like, no, they couldn't.
No, because if you watch the copyright is still 1999, even though this aired in February of 2000. So the rug got pulled out from underneath them. Like they wrote this episode, they broke this episode. Paul Dini broke this episode saying, cool, this is where season 4 is going. And then they never got to make season 4.
It would have been good. Do they talk about it in the Justice League animated?
Okay. If we're going to go there, that's the weird thing about Justice League. They kind of ignore this until you get to Justice League Unlimited.
Oh, is that
and then you, because of what goes down in like I said, I think I talked about this last week, how what you get as a box set of season 1 of Justice League Unlimited is actually production-wise season 1 and season 2.
Okay.
And so when you get to, and I hate talking about something that we're not going to talk about for like literally years. But it does not come back until the production season 2, the Cadmus arc. The
Gotcha.
Cadmus arc deals directly with what happens in this 2-parter. But except for that, no, it kind of like just goes like no one's concerned about Superman for like the first 2 seasons of Justice League. So yeah, I was thinking about that, and I was going to bring it up, and I'm glad you brought it up. So
yeah, it's interesting. Well, there you go. I mean, it's very and good to see Mr. Chris Balga saying Superman Darkseid fights in the animated series never.
They never do. Oh no.
And the DCAU, yeah, of course,
God.
always good fights.
The fights are so good. But yeah, this one is the thing is that you got this one, and then you think about the one that's in the final episode of Justice League Unlimited, and you're just like, man, there's something about these two just going at it.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But so obviously, previously on Superman, they of course do the recap, and naturally it's like it's a short one. It's not like a long recap either, because there's not really,
well, because
much.
part 1 was so much setup. All you need to know is Superman is brainwashed by Darkseid, and he invades Earth, and then he and Kara get kryptonite bombed at the end.
Yeah, and then that's it.
Yeah. And then that's it.
And then all of a sudden we're seeing like the aftermath of that, more of Lois like looking, in the rubble, within the rubble.
Okay, did you pick up on the fact that that's a little bit of a continuity error, because she already got out of the error and saw Kara and Superman?
Well, they needed that dramatic ending, and then they needed to figure out how to open it up. So like they just open it up on her kind of looking through, like walking through the rubble again. But even like there's already soldiers like picking both of them up with gas masks on. They're already like picking them up. And then of course, she's like, where are you taking him? Blah, blah, blah. And then, he's still alive, of course. They're still, Kara's like out cold, but
she's alive.
She's alive, but she's out. And he like actually is just like Lois. And then of course we get like a little flashback of what happened when it came to Superman and him obviously in the spacesuit.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you about that.
Okay.
Because in part 1, we get in medias res, we get like dropped in the middle of the action. Superman's already been brainwashed for a bit, and we never get the explanation of how he got there.
Yeah.
What did you think about them holding off? I mean, it's not a lot, but what did you think about them holding off on the flashback, quote unquote, of how Superman ended up brainwashed on Apokolips in the first place, until like this cool little sort of like fever dream at the beginning of part 2?
I don't mind the fever dream. It's a pretty cool little fever dream, but yeah, it's a weird spot for them to put it in. I thought maybe it could have been somewhere else, but then at the same time, it kind of fits because he then wakes up in a jail in the cell of that facility. So, I mean, obviously he's like really out of it. So naturally it's like his brain and subconscious is just going to go crazy. And yeah, it's very fever dreamish. You see Granny Goodness, you see Darkseid within like some fire. It's really cool shots for sure. But I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't know how you felt.
I liked that it got saved for part 2.
Yeah.
Because part 1 was kind of a moving train.
Yeah.
And, because the whole concept is that Lois was starting to get through to Superman through the brainwashing, but then clearly the kryptonite rocket or kryptonite grenade or whatever you want to call whatever Lex gave Hardcastle, like that completely snapped him out of the brainwashing.
Yeah.
So kind of like when he was having the dream in part 1, his brain is trying to process, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
And then we kind of get the, oh yeah, that's what happened. I got kidnapped. All these things. So
yeah, he approaches a ship that has like a beacon going off, like some kind of distress signals going off or something. And he gets there, and of course, robotic arms.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap. And sure enough, it was. And then he gets put in that chair and gets his, gets his brain fried by good old Granny Goodness. But yeah, so we get that little flashback, which is cool. And then, of course, like I said, he wakes up in like a cell, and he's got red lights on him, obviously, and it's they want to, neutralize it. And then it's so funny too, because when you see him right there, and I love this, the next scene when they hold like a little press conference, and the dude who's up there that's talking about it, it's just kind of like, yeah, the alien threat has been neutralized. And Lois is like, what'd you do with Superman? And he goes, I repeat, the alien threat has been, and she loses her fucking shit.
Yeah. Well, I love it because when you say neutralized, it's such a generic word. It's like
it could mean kill, or it doesn't exactly mean kill.
It just means that usually when they say the threat has been neutralized, all it means is the threat is no longer a threat.
Yeah.
Now, how they're no longer a threat?
Yes, that's the question. So she starts going, "Hey, what the hell, man? I saw him alive. Where'd you take him?" She's just like going off, man.
Well, because you gotta think about, we have been so trained by media speak, that neutralized 9 times out of 10 means they're dead. We took them out. That's usually when you hear the threat has been neutralized, that's the implication. So clearly what's happening is the military is trying to imply to everyone that Superman is dead, because as we find out, of course, Lex is going to want to take the body and experiment and R&D with it. So they don't want the public thinking that Superman is alive and then they killed him later in custody. They would rather say the threat is neutralized, let everyone assume that Superman's dead, and then they can do whatever the hell they want with him, because the public isn't going to be looking for him.
No, it was one of those things like, hey, there's nothing else to see here, folks. We're good.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yes, there you go. Hey, little reference to a movie that just came out.
Yeah, or a movie that came out a really long time ago. Really long time ago. However you want to play that. Yes.
But so it was she blows up on him. And then of course Hardcastle is now interrogating Superman, and he's doing a good job. I mean, Hardcastle is being a hard ass right here, because he is just going like, obviously Superman's, he's back to not being brainwashed, and he's telling them that it was Darkseid, it was them, and he'll do everything in his power to make things right, and blah blah blah. And of course Hardcastle's like, well, what does that mean? And of course, you understand, you actually do, you can understand his point, Hardcastle's point, even though
that's okay. So here's the thing. I feel like, to make this scene just have a little bit more punch to it, I know we're dealing with that 22-minute, albatross around our necks when it comes to these episodes, but I feel like the invasion in part 1 needed to feel bigger. Like, I think they implied that there was more going on, but because we only saw Superman and the parademons land at that one military base, they imply that he was attacking all these other military bases around the world, but they didn't show it, so it makes the invasion feel really small. And it doesn't. What'd you say?
Lackluster.
Yeah. And so it doesn't feel like, for how hard Hardcastle's going, it would seem like it would be more justified if you had really gotten the sense that Superman and the parademons had just devastated Earth.
Like, they could have probably, if they would have showed like a clip of like a news broadcast that was showing different parts of the world that was,
or even just a quick montage of him just tearing it up across Earth.
Yeah.
It just doesn't feel as big as
No.
clearly they're trying to I mean, yes, Superman attacked us, but like, ooh, you attacked one military base and they defeated you within 5 minutes. And yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. They should have taken some time to show how big the invasion was, as opposed to just showing up to that military base. And then we have Lois, doing some cool Lois things where she shows up to the base, dressed up as kind of like a soldier. She's got, of course, her father, who works for the Pentagon, as she mentions. Isn't that what she said? Like that's
Yeah. Well, because we've seen Sam.
Yeah, we have seen Sam.
Yeah, because he was in the Monkey Fun,
right
when we met Titano. So
yeah. So then, of course, she gets through, and she, of course, has to make that for the audience. Yeah, she has to make that. The fact that she has her dad, like, high.
My dad is in the army.
Yes, we have to make sure that people know. So you get that whole little thing, and so then this was kind of funny right here because so you got these guards taking away Superman. Of course, they always make the guards like douchebags.
They're always such douches.
They always have to talk shit and everything. And then they're walking down the hall, and it's like, okay, he was under red lights. Yeah, smart guys. But when he's walking down the hall, it's normal lighting. Hello. I mean, it's like, so they make a point of that he's now no longer being suppressed his powers. So he can now, he's kind of almost, hey, I could, my weakness.
He's a little bit above average.
Yes, not like fully. It's not like the sun. It's not like those freaking lights are, totally charging him, but he's no longer, under the red light. So then he starts, he puts his shoulder into them and trying to, get away, but he's definitely not in full strength. He's a little stronger than he was.
We'll also look at Superman. He's still a big guy.
He's still a big guy. Even if he's like, Earth strength, like human strength, he's still a pretty damn big guy. And yeah, so he gets away, and then of course those guards, he eventually just like tries to run into like, one of the doors that gasses him, and he falls down, and then of course they talk more shit. Like these guards, I swear, they always make them just so douchey.
Yeah, these are the guards that you're waiting for something to happen to them later.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah. Something bad's gonna happen to you, and I'm gonna like it. So then, of course, the Hardcastle gets the call about that, and he's just like, man, next time he does that, let me know. And he's just pissed off about it. And then, of course, you have Lex still rocking that bandage on his hand.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Kara. Kara,
who burned his hand. And then Lex reveals that, oh well, now we can, we could do the thing that I've been planning for a bit. And he shows, obviously the very secretive briefcase that opens up with 2 syringes with some glowing green liquid. What kind of liquid is that? Jeez, I don't know. Green, glowing,
I don't know.
So dun. Uh-oh. So we got, and then it's like, well, yeah, they're weakened right now. That this could actually happen. What the hell?
Because they're weakened, so a needle can actually, go into them,
prick them.
Jeez. Yeah. That was always like, say what you want about Superman Returns.
Oh, I remember. Yeah.
But that is a cool moment at the end when he's in the hospital bed and they keep on trying to like stab him, and the needles keep on like
breaking or bending or whatever the hell. Yeah, that was I do like that. I as soon as you said like say what you want about, I knew you were going to say Superman Returns. I knew you were going to say that because I remember that. I remember that when they were trying to poke him, and then he was starting to get to strength again. So I was like, yeah, and I remember thinking that was cool as well. So, but yeah, and then of course we get Hardcastle and Lex showing up to the cell where Superman is, and I love this part right here because he was just like, because Superman's just like, hey, now that we're kind of like at even strength, I got one more request, and then he just clocks him in the fucking face. He, because obviously he could do that before, but he'd really have to pull his punch, obviously. But just to do it because he didn't have to pull his punch. That was him. That was him at full strength as he was to put that punch in there to knock Lex off his fucking feet, and it was just like, hell yeah.
Oh yeah. It was very, very satisfying
Oh yeah.
to watch him clock Lex. So
very, very much so. And then of course then he starts fighting Hardcastle. And then Lois, before she, obviously she was, going through the hallways and trying to figure out what, she finds like a certain spot where they have gas masks and some, canisters for gas. And so she makes her way in there and she's got this, what does she have? Like a cattle prod or some kind of stun
it's a taser.
It was a taser. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she zaps.
Think Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns.
There you go. So it's kind of like a stun gun. Isn't that kind of no? Stun gun's more. Well, I don't know.
Okay. This is okay. Tangent, but chat, get in this.
Yeah,
feel free. Is there a difference between a stun gun and a taser?
That's what's so interesting because I always thought the stun gun. It's so interesting because when you see like the videos of somebody being tased, it's always when a cop has a gun looking thing, shoots out
with the wires.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But they call it a taser. Stun gun, I've always heard that it was like the one, but it doesn't shoot. It just has the electricity going through the two prongs or whatever the hell.
Right.
And
Yeah.
You touch the person and they go, and they get stunned. So whoever named the taser sounds good. Stun gun, it's not exactly a gun because it's not shooting something out like a gun.
But yet they do the same thing. They shoot electricity into the person and knock them on their ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's just like one's close. You have to literally like a knife, and then one you can.
Yeah, one is like a knife. Yeah, one is like bringing a knife to a gunfight.
Yeah. So, but they still call it a gun, stun gun. It's very interesting. That's a good little tangent we just had right there. I appreciate because I'm sure there's other people that have been like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Why would you call it a stun gun if you doesn't fire anything out of it and you have to literally be at close proximity to somebody in order for it to work? But a taser, literally, you can.
It's a gun.
It fires off those little things that stick into somebody really fast, and then the electricity goes through the wires, to bring them down.
And my understanding is that as you press the trigger,
yes, it keeps the current going.
The current, yeah.
So I don't know. There you go. That was a good little tangent. That might have been one of the best ones.
It's probably one of the most relevant tangents we've ever had.
Oh, these questions need to be answered, folks. Come on.
And you know what? And if we don't ask them,
yes,
who will?
Exactly.
Who will?
Precisely. So then, of course, she helps, zaps him with.
It's a little dangerous because he's like firing off to the side as he's being tased. Like, let's remember what happens when you get electrified. Yeah. What do your muscles do?
Contract.
They contract.
Yeah. So he's like gripping that gun and bah, 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 bah. Yeah. But luckily she's all right. Lotus is a badass, of course. So then of course, when they're trying to like get out of there, obviously Superman doesn't want to leave Supergirl, and he searches for her, looking through the walls, finds her in her own little cell underneath a red light, and it's so funny because Kara is just. She's upset with Superman and weak at the same time. She's just like, fuck you. She's kind of like,
basically,
she's basically like, she's like, because obviously they get to the door and he's like, hey, and he's like, she's basically like, fuck off. And then of course she's too weak to do it. And then Superman's getting his strength back, so he's able to, doesn't take one shoulder to the door. It takes several to get the door open. But that's what's cool about it is, he's not full strength. And of course they get her out of there. But then it's like, she of course is upset with him, and you got some explaining. And then when they get her out of there, and then she gets shot in the chest
by a laser.
Yeah, and even her scream, I was like, oh god, like. It was like, that was a good scream. Like, it was like, wow. Like, it was like, oh shit. Like, it was like dramatic. It was a dramatic moment. And of course that pissed off Superman. And he just like, you see the fist clench And he's just like, oh, but then of course they start firing at him and it's hurting him because he's not at full strength.
Right. Yeah.
But then he just summons that, summons his strength and just starts wiping out the guns with his laser eyes, and then they blow up in the soldiers' faces and they all fall back. And yeah, it was a cool moment right there because he was pissed.
Yeah.
So pissed.
Angry.
Superman.
I'm gonna pack your angry eyes.
Where's that from? Is that
Toy
from
Story 2?
Toy Story 2. Yes.
It's
Mr. Potato Head.
Mrs. Potato Head.
Yes. God damn. I was like, I knew that was from something. I was like, you triggered a memory right there.
I'm gonna pack your angry eyes.
And then of course they get out of the facility. He's holding Kara. And of course, it's a cool shot because you see like the big sun, which you think like, oh yeah, wouldn't that just help her? It's like, couldn't she just?
But she's like,
yeah,
she's
really weak.
She's really. I mean, you gotta think. Let's go back to part 1. She gets her ass. She's already tired.
Yes.
She gets her ass handed to her by Superman. Then she gets shot with a kryptonite grenade, and then she gets kept under a red sun lamp.
Yeah.
She is zapped. Yeah, she's under the sun, but she's got to do some charging.
Yeah, big time. And so they take her to a facility where Professor Hamilton is at.
Yes.
And it's kind of like an interesting scene because, she's like underneath there, they have her naked. You could tell, like, obviously they got to work on her, but she's of course got like things on her where they're looking at her. They got the suits on. And then, and it was funny too, because I was like, oh yeah, Professor Hamilton's right here. And sure enough, like when he takes off the mask, there he is. But then even Professor Hamilton's like refusing to work on her because it would be treason. And it's like, oh shit, an ally to Superman doesn't want to help Superman.
Oh, and then, and because I remember where the animated universe goes, this moment. Oh, yeah. This moment,
which is where it happens. Yes,
this is where it happens when Superman loses his shit with Professor Hamilton. This has got consequences.
Oh yeah,
later on, like
he lifts him up, and he's just like what the hell, man? And then of course Hamilton's like, don't hurt me. I'll do it. I'll do what I can and whatnot. And then we do see a shot of him kind of go, and it's like, oh, I didn't even think about that because I remember you talked about that. Where things will lead to, so I was like,
and this was the moment, like
the moment
when we get to Justice League Unlimited, we're gonna call back to this scene where
that's gonna be interesting. And then of course Superman's just trying to gather himself. Obviously Lois is there, and she's like, what are you gonna do? And then he just starts kind of recapping some things with her, like, I got brainwashed, I got this, got that, and he's just so disappointed that in himself. And then he's like, I got to just take this on. And he finds, obviously in this facility, they have a mother box.
Yes.
So he, just pulls open the thing and finds a mother box to, boom tube out of there. But it was like one of those moments too, where, you thought that him and Lois were going to kiss, but they don't. It's
yes.
Like, it was about to happen. It was like, oh, is it going to happen? And it doesn't happen. She just kind of like, hey,
do what you got to do.
Do what you got to do. I got you. And, I'll support you and whatever. So, but yeah, it's like, there's like a moment. It's like cool. Like the boom tube's open and it's like Lois is there. And
they're in silhouette because
it's a beautiful shot.
It's a great shot. Yeah.
Great shot. But you're like, oh, they're going to kiss. Nope. I'm not going to kiss yet. But, then, it makes sense. They were like going to wait for it. I get it. So then we're back. We get back to Apokolips and
Superman
unleashed, just like boom, tube it in. You got the parademons flying, and all of a sudden he just zooms in on his face, and his eyes just.
I mean, he just vaporizes all of those parademons.
Yes.
There was a part of me. There's a petty part of me. There's a very petty part of me that wants to go, so where were all the angry fanboys back in 2000? Just wondering. Because
what? Yeah.
Because,
well,
those eyes.
They were there. They just didn't have social media, Scott.
Oh, okay.
That's the thing. It's kind of funny. Going back to Superman Returns, I specifically remember it embedded in my brain because that was what, 2006, 5, 6?
I think it's
Yeah,
6. Yes,
6.
6. Yeah.
So social media was, obviously online was a thing, but it wasn't really. Maybe there was
Facebook was there, but you still had to be in college. Like
yes.
you
But
had to
what
be
was
in
the other one? What was the other one? The first one,
MySpace.
MySpace. I could not remember that one. I was like, it starts with an M. But I remember specifically the dude and his girlfriend that were sitting next to me when it showed that when it was revealed that it was Superman's kid.
Yeah.
When the piano got thrown on that guy in the boat in the yacht. I remember him turning to his girlfriend. He goes, "Fuck you, fanboys." I was like, that just triggered my mind because I was like, yeah, because where were the fanboys in? But then it's like, yeah, no matter what, when it comes to this content, it's like, yeah, before like the 2010s, essentially, basically at the late 2000s into the 2010s is where, Twitter was taking off and, Facebook was taking off and everything. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, where were the fanboys? They probably were still pissed, but they just didn't have social media. What a happier time that was.
I know, right? We just got to watch Superman vaporize a whole bunch of parademons, and we didn't care.
Nobody cared.
No one cared.
No one cared.
He lobotomized this granny goodness. I mean,
dude, that was that. Oh man, when he goes charging in, I mean, well, first off, before he does that, I mean, he's got the group that he was, a part of. They are going.
Wait a minute. I thought he attacked. I thought he fought the female Furies after Granny.
You're probably right. He goes after Granny. Yeah, because he charges in and he goes, "You're first on my list."
Yes, he does.
He says that to her. Yeah, you're right. I got ahead of myself. So yes, he does go after Granny. And then of course she's like, "It was all a joke. It was what you hit." And then of course she takes her little staff.
No, I love Tim Daly going, "I'm not laughing."
So good. And then she of course starts zapping him with her staff. And then, so of course he's, but then he's like, "Fuck you," and just grabs her. And then she starts getting zapped by it. And then she gets launched into that fucking chair. And then it triggers the machine. And then she just.
Well, because she already turned it on. Like she had it prepped and ready.
Yeah. And then, so he didn't have to do much except for just transform the zapping into her to launch her into it. So it was on her. It was his fault.
Okay. And see, that's like the perfect mind game you play. Is like, oh no, she just did that to herself.
Yes. Yeah.
But he's also just standing there, kind of having the Batman Begins Ra's al Ghul moment of, I don't have to save you.
Yeah. He's I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. Yeah. It's a great line. But yeah, so yeah, he does.
That was a fuck you fanboys moment too. I remember that.
Oh yeah, totally. But then that's where we get the Furies on them, and of course, I've always forget their names, but
there was Lashina,
who of course is all doing like the flirty little
hello lover,
because obviously they were, while he was brainwashed.
Yeah,
as we established in part 1 when he woke up in the bed and she was there. Not in the bed though. She was, sitting outside the bed. But we assumed that there's some things were happening. And then who are the others?
She got all those whips,
Oh, jeez, man. Hello.
And she's got the mask on too. Like, what are you into, Cal?
Oof. Yeah, you got some secret desires that were playing out there. And then of course the whole group just starts grabbing onto him, and he does a good job of he goes through one of the little towers or little fire towers or whatever, and just kind of goes through that and just kind of singes them off of him, and they all just fall to the ground. Smart. And then this is where he he goes to his his fake daddy. He goes and visit his good old.
I love how he takes care of Calabac, and
Calabac's like, "Father," and then he doesn't care. He just fucking punch, and just knocks him off that freaking bridge or whatever.
Oh, yeah, and he's so disappointing that he's blood.
Yeah. God, poor Calabac. He just wants to be loved by his father.
Right. You
Yeah.
know, he just wants his daddy.
He just I mean, we all go through that where you want to impress your dad and make sure you want your dad to feel proud. And sadly, he just, well, it's Darkseid.
Never gonna happen, Calabac.
When Darkseid's your dad, that's a tough one right there. You're gonna have to like conquer a galaxy for that to happen.
You can't even beat Superman, so yeah.
Can't even beat Superman, and then I love like the line that Darkseid says to Superman. If you would not be my knight, you'd be my pawn.
Well, because that was a line he said back in Apokolips Now. Like that was a line
that's right,
it was a callback. He said
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. That is a callback to Apokolips Now Part 2 when he said that to him when he was invading Earth, like right before he killed Dan Turpin. So that was a cool callback.
Yeah, good callback because it's just a good line. I mean, it really is. It really is good. But yeah, this is where we're going to jump right into
because the shit goes down.
And it's all just so freaking good. I mean, goddamn, Mr. Ironside and your awesome voice, and Tim Daly, of course.
Gift my wayward son.
I love that.
Boom! Yeah. Mega beam that bitch.
Infinitely preferable to the shame of returning to Earth. There, your legacy would be one of fear.
Oh, there's the title.
Legacy. He said it.
He said it. He said the thing.
Yeah.
Blood.
Right here.
Oh, dude, this he grabs the floor. And,
yes.
Oh.
Because his shield is so freaking good, and then he throws it on his face. Oh, dare you strike me?
You dare strike me!
Oh.
And he's breaking his hand.
Yes. Ouch. And then I got another hand, buddy.
I love how they're just standing there, just like.
Yeah.
Oh, he bitch slaps him.
He totally backhanded him right there. Ouch. And everybody else is like, what the hell is going on right now?
Oh, yeah.
Damn, that's a scary shot right
there.
That's
for Dan Turpin. Who? The
Dan
good
Turpin,
man you murdered. Had I known one human's death would pain you so, I would have killed more.
Dude.
Always like the double fist to the back.
Of the neck.
Yeah. And kill more I shall. Carry that agony with you to oblivion.
And then right here, he's just like, peekaboo! Like, cover your eyes.
Oh, man.
And that's just like, hey, that little move right there, super smart because, my God. And it's so funny, too, because, I mean, and then it's so funny because his suit now looks gray. Like,
yes.
they did like a little color thing right there. It's like, where they kind of made it, they made the colors dulled out.
Yes.
And it looks so cool.
Looks so cool. And Darkseid.
Yes.
This looks like some Mike Mignola shit going on right here. Like, tell me that doesn't look like Hellboy right there.
Oh, yeah. That looks big time Hellboy right there.
Yeah. And we know that Mike Mignola worked, on some character designs for the show, but this looks so Mike Mignola.
He's just like, you fucker.
The blasts around his eyes.
Yes.
The cracks in his skull.
And then, like, he's just like, fuck this guy. And then he's like, here, you guys take him. Look at that face.
I know. The weird whites in his eyes that he never has any other time in the series.
And then it's just like, hey, it's that kind of moment where it's like, all right, you slaves, now you handle him.
Mm-hmm.
Darkseid is finished. Do with him as you will. You're free.
It's like, yeah, they're free. Come on, fuck them up. Nope,
Master.
They do not do that.
Let me help you, Master.
Wow.
Gently. Be careful.
We're all like, what the fuck?
And this line right here.
Yes, this line.
Oh, God.
I am many things. But here, I am God.
Jesus Christ. Like, oh man.
Don't, Clark.
And then thank God Kara was there because he was gonna go nuclear.
You fight by Darkseid's rules. You're gonna kill somebody.
How did she get there? Who knows?
Let it
She
go.
found
Okay, so the question is that because you would think Superman took the mother box
Yeah.
with him,
but maybe he didn't.
or was
In the
there
wake
another
of this
mother
week's
box?
dramatic
There could have been another
developments,
one.
we asked
I don't
the
know.
people of Metropolis how they felt about
And then
the
of course
Man
we
of
get this
Steel.
whole thing right here.
If you ask me, the bum ought to go back where he came from.
The bomb ought to go back.
Consider him my friend.
And then right here.
Now,
Professor Hamilton,
Superman saved the world
Where's
dozens
Jimmy?
of times.
Jimmy standing
We
up
owe
for
him a second
Superman.
chance.
no one man should have that much power. He's a traitor.
Fuck you, Lex. And then this last shot, right? That's such a cool shot.
Oh, I love the purple
Don't
and
listen to
blue
them.
background on
Yes.
this scene.
They're right.
So good.
I did lose control, and it scares me. If I can't trust myself, how can I win back the trust of an entire planet?
Entire planet. And then finally, here we finally get
It took us 54 episodes.
finally, oh my god.
One person at a time.
Oh, a good line.
Yes.
One person at a time. And then of course, it's
Hugging.
like Daily Planet, and that's it, folks.
That's all she
Ah.
wrote. That's the end of the series.
Ah. Cheers. Cheers to Superman the Animated Series.
And
right
you know
there.
what? You know what else we say goodbye to?
Because
Tim Daly.
he doesn't voice. That's right.
Superman. This is the last time we hear Tim Daly as the
That's
voice of
right.
Superman.
He didn't voice him any other time, huh?
Not in the
But in the yeah.
not in the DC animated universe. He came back for some of those direct-to-video movies that were standalone projects, but in the DCAU,
That was it.
that was not only are we saying goodbye to Superman the Animated Series, we're also saying goodbye to Tim Daly as the voice of Superman, because by the time we get to Justice League, George Newbern has taken over.
Right. That's right. I forgot about that. Ah.
And
There you
dude,
go.
did it take me for did it?
Did you just knock over something?
No, my wife was calling me.
Oh. Doesn't she know you're streaming right now?
Well, you think she should. And I do love on the iPhone how they like you can do a text to reply, and I can just and I can not answer the phone and then say and it gives me like pre-programmed text responses. So
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully it's not an emergency.
no, she's probably just calling and say, "How you doing? I love you.
Yeah.
I miss you." Yeah,
Aw, of course.
yes.
For this
But
happy-
yeah, Tim Daly, and we'll talk about when we get to Justice League how like it took me a hot minute to get used to George Newbern as the voice of Superman.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I was like, oh yeah, he does it for Justice League, right? No, he does not. Damn, that does suck because Tim Daly he is the voice of Superman in my opinion.
Well, and then I actually went and looked up why he ended up not doing Justice League. It was because he had gotten a TV gig. He was doing that remake of The Fugitive.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah. He was
Kimball.
Yeah, he was the fugitive. Yeah. That was on CBS, I remember. I think it was on CBS. I didn't watch it though.
I didn't watch it either. So
I think it went on a couple of seasons, maybe.
you know what? Now you got me curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. And now if I do TV series, I need to get the new one. What year would that have been? 2000s. Let's just say that. See. It only went one season.
Only went one season. For some reason, I thought it went more than that, but all right. Well, maybe it only needed one season. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, you can't. Can you really drag the story on that long?
Well, if you want to talk about the original Fugitive show,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the black and white.
yeah, it was a show that went from the black and white era to the color era over the course of.
So it went on a few seasons. Yeah,
Let's
you're
see.
right.
Let me
Didn't think about
see.
that.
let's see, how long did that one go? 4 seasons. The
Seasons.
Yeah, the original show went 4 seasons, 1963 to 1967.
And they try to capture that magic again, but everybody was like, "We saw the movie."
Yeah, the movie was so good.
The movie was so goddamn good that everybody was like, "Why do I need to watch the show?" Because we already know it's the one-armed man. We already know that he's innocent, full on, and he does things. I mean, that movie is so goddamn good. And I'll even say that I love the fact that they did a sequel that, obviously had nothing to do with,
U.S. Marshals.
But it was U.S. Marshals. I even think that's a good follow-up.
See, that I didn't.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
I liked it. I liked it. I actually like this Tommy Lee Jones as what was his character's name? Gerard. Yeah. I thought that was I thought they were trying to do something, and I actually liked it. I actually thought it was a good little other
Snipes, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that was when he was still trying to come back before his Iron Man.
No, that was. I thought that was before.
It was before, yeah. That's what I was saying. It was like he was trying to come back before he got his Iron Man.
I didn't think it was a comeback. I thought that was. I thought, when did he?
I think he was still. I think it was after. This was during or after his initial drug arrests and stuff. So he was trying to do his comeback. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, well, because the movie was in 1998.
Yeah, so I think it was during all that time.
Yeah, because let's see.
I thought it was, for some reason, I thought it was early 2000s that he was but yeah, it was probably during his arrest, his drug arrest and stuff like that. And I don't know. But so, yeah, that wasn't exactly because, in the next decade, then that's when he got the Iron Man role.
Yeah, 2000, because 2008 was when Iron Man came out.
But, of course, that got cast in 2006. So, anyways, we're going off on a weird tangent right there. But there is Superman the Animated Series, guys. 54 episodes. Go ahead and, if you didn't watch all of our discussions, go back and watch them. Watch the episodes. Watch our discussion. See what we have to say. Hopefully you don't agree with us with everything. Hopefully you appreciate our tangents when it comes to this. And
so many tangents. So many.
I mean, every no matter what we're talking about, there's gonna be tangents. But we had fun talking about Superman the Animated Series. I would say that it ended pretty strong, but at the same time, it does end on a downer. Sadly, it does end.
I'm just glad that it took them till Justice League Unlimited, but I'm glad they eventually picked up the thread and paid it off.
Yeah.
Even if it was several shows later.
Yeah. So we will see something, later on about this. We're going to get to it eventually. And then we'll be like, remember back in Thanksgiving Eve when we were talking about? Yeah. There you go. So we can remember this day because it was Thanksgiving Eve.
Right. We can remember this day where we gave thanks for our Superman.
We gave thanks to Paul Dini and Bruce Timm for giving us Superman the Animated Series and wishing that we would have gotten that season 4 where Superman would have had to win the hearts of people, and it was a good way to take the series too, because we got introduced to him. I mean, they did a good job of introducing to him and then to, obviously to the world and everything with the first season. And of course we get some villains and we got a lot of good stuff. We got Supergirl. We got an Aquaman episode. We got a Flash episode. So it helped get some other Justice
Green Lantern episode.
We had a Green Lantern episode. We had a crossover with Batman, World's Finest. So a lot of good things happened in this series, which is so fucking weird that they didn't want to continue it.
Well, but at this point they were doing Batman Beyond.
Yeah, Batman Beyond was killing it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
and that's what we're going to be going back to, of course, next week.
Exactly. So next week we're going to be watching the Batman Beyond episode, The Last Resort.
No idea what the hell that is.
I don't either. I'm going to go back to the fact that there is something about season 2 of Batman Beyond that I'm just like, I am super.
Unless you see the thumbnail, maybe
super fuzzy.
Yeah.
On season 2, it's weird.
Yeah.
Thumbnail doesn't help you either. I already looked.
Oh, okay. You already looked on HBO Max. Yeah, it probably just shows Batman in
It shows Terry. That's the thing.
It just shows Terry. And there you go. All right, so there you go, guys. We'll be watching. What was the episode called again?
The Last Resort.
The Last Resort. Back to Neo Gotham. Back to the future. We'll be back there, and yeah, this has been great talking about Superman. And yeah,
it's
like
kind
I
of
said,
weird. I'm just kind of glad. I when I say it's glad it's over, it's just because we haven't talked about Superman in so long. I'm just glad to have the closure of going.
Yes.
Okay, the show is.
Yeah, we wrapped it up in a bow. We now have Batman, the animated series, done, and now Superman, the animated series, done. And then it's gonna get fucking crazy.
God.
It's gonna get like we're gonna be bouncing all over the place with like shit that we haven't seen, shit that we have seen, and it's gonna be because they were trying to do all kinds of shit in the late 90s, 2000, early 2000s.
Early 2000s, yeah. Because
they were trying to do a lot of shit.
Just so you guys know, once we get done with season 2 of Batman Beyond, we start bouncing around between 3 different shows.
Yeah.
2 of which I haven't watched.
Yes. I haven't watched them either. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. So, we're going to be watching them fresh, which is cool. I like that.
It's going to give a completely different dynamic to the stream.
Yeah, because this whole time we've been watching shit we've seen before.
Right. We're doing the whole like nostalgia thing.
Yeah.
And
now we're just going, what the, it's going to be.
Now we're going to be 40-year-old men watching cartoons
that were made 25 years ago. Yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see what happens. But that's what's gonna be fun about it. Like I said, we're covering it all. This whole thing, this whole stream started where we were just gonna cover Batman. It started off with Batman, and it was just gonna be Batman, the Fan-imated stream, and that's all it was. Then we're like, there's so much more. Why not just?
Well, we also knew that even to finish Batman, we had to eventually get to Superman, and then
exactly, it just made sense. And then it was like, well, why stop there? And let's just cover it all.
And then we decided to fuck ourselves over royally.
But it's fun. We love doing
so
it. We
much
love
fun.
having this. We love having these discussions every Wednesday. So, all right, guys, hit that like, thumbs up, do all the things. Scott, what do you got? I know you're watching a bunch of movies.
They have already been watched, by the way.
Yes.
But of course, follow me on X at Scott DC27, on Vero at Scott McClellan, Letterbox Scott McClellan at Scott DC27. So since we last met here on the DC Fan-imated stream, I went to a double feature of the Wicked movies and
What
saw.
did you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw your you posted some things, but I want to. Yeah, it was kind of because I know you.
The musical has never been my thing. It has never been my thing. I've never seen the stage show.
Yeah.
So just seeing the movies, and then I saw the movies. I'm like, okay, you know what? I gave it a try.
You gave it a try.
I gave it a try. I sat through a 5-hour, 12-minute presentation with one 13-minute intermission in between between the 2 movies.
Trooper.
Then so I saw 2 movies on Monday. So I saw Rental Family, and I finally saw Sarah's Oil, which I've been kicking the can on because ever since I swapped it out to go see Frankenstein. Yeah. And then yesterday,
how was Rental Family?
Rental Family is charming. Brendan Fraser gives a great performance. My only disappointment was that there is a nice cast of supporting characters that the screenplay gives you little to no time with. And I was disappointed by that.
That sucks.
Yeah. So good performances, but
not enough to be like memorable.
It's worth a watch kind of thing. But I don't know. I feel like a little bit more screen time to flesh out the supporting characters would have been appreciated. Okay. So, makes sense. But still see the movie. Like it's one of those that I'm like, still watch the movie one time. Like do that. And then yesterday I saw Eternity.
How was that?
I enjoyed that. The performance, Miles Teller, Elizabeth Olsen. All the performances are great. It too could have done just a little bit more. Like it introduces some interesting concepts that I am like, can we chase that thread a little bit? And we don't. But really good movie. It's going to make you choke up. It's going to make you feel all warm and fuzzy. It's going to do all those things. So go see it. But I don't know. I like world building, and like I said, it sets up some things, and then I'm like, oh, that's a cool idea. Could we explore that? No, we're not. Okay, move.
Yeah, interesting.
We're moving
'Cause
on.
I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see something tomorrow after my first Thanksgiving dinner. I'm gonna just like
Eternity.
I think I might, but then there's also the Knives Out sequel, and I'm like, oh.
Oh, see, it's not playing anywhere around here. So
See, I actually at the theater I go to, they actually are playing it, and I'm like, oh, because I like those movies. I've liked the other two, and I'm very curious about this one, so I might see this one. But I do want to maybe fit Eternity in there. Maybe I'll go see Eternity Friday or vice versa. I don't know. I was trying to see two movies this extended weekend.
You were trying to be me, is what you're saying.
Yes, yeah, and I thought about seeing one of them today, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna get, I got a haircut today, ran some errands, did some work, and I was just kind of enjoying just not having to do daytime work today because I took today off. But I think, now that Friday, and I had to figure that out because I'm doing another Thanksgiving meal, and then of course, the good thing about that is like Thursday, like tomorrow is all the football, all the madness. Like I'm going to my mom's for breakfast, then going to my landlord's house for a dinner, and then the next day I'm going to Mama Film Junkie's house for her, like the official one where everybody's coming over there, and then I'm going to my dad's on Saturday. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, yeah, a lot of eating. I'm gonna be blowing up.
You want to now, if you want a streaming movie to watch that was kind of interesting, I didn't love it. I liked it, but I saw that Hedda movie with Tessa Thompson on Amazon. That was intriguing.
Okay.
So
who directed that?
Nia DaCosta.
That's who it is. Yeah, I was like, I knew it was somebody that was known, and obviously she's known from the Marvels, which
and Candyman.
Candyman, the Candyman remake, and then she's doing the Boneyard, right? The 28 years later sequel.
The Bone Temple.
Bone Temple. There you go. She did that one. It's not going to be Danny Boyle. He wrote it, and still is very much heavily involved with it, but he did not direct that one. She did. So that's going to be interesting too.
She did some cool camera stuff.
Yes.
I will say. So I saw that. And then since tomorrow my family's out of town, I'm stuck at home because of work. So I'm thinking about watching, like I went through all the streaming movies going, okay, what have I missed that I haven't watched it? So it's like After the Hunt, that like Me Too kind of movie with Julia Roberts is on Amazon Prime. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. So I had to save that one for a time where I could like watch a longer movie. And then I haven't watched The Gorge yet on Apple TV Plus.
It's an interesting one. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So I got a lot of things to.
You're not gonna fit like a Thanksgiving movie watch. Like
there's nothing else for me to watch. Like I've seen everything. Like
yeah, but I'm just like there's nothing that you want to watch just because it's Thanksgiving, like Planes, Trains.
No, actually, okay. I think I've confessed this to you before.
Oh.
I've never seen Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
You should watch it.
I'm going to watch. No. I've got to see if it's streaming someplace. Like, I was like, okay, I'm at home. I'm by myself. I think it might
be on HBO Max. I'm not sure, but it might be on HBO Max.
Okay, actually, I'm going to answer this question right now because I actually was like, I think after 43 years on this earth, I think
it's time to watch that movie.
I think it's time to watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It is on Paramount Plus.
It's on Paramount Plus. There you go. I knew it was on something, but there you go. I would suggest watching. I actually might put it on after I get done with everything tonight and just kind of put it on.
I think when I heat up the Thanksgiving meal that my mother prepared for me so that I could eat a Thanksgiving meal at home, which I will be having turkey dressing, mac and cheese, black-eyed peas, Brussels sprouts, and pecan pie, and Splenda sweet tea.
Wow, you got it. And so
rolls, and my mom made rolls from scratch.
You have to have rolls surrounded out, but so dressing and stuffing, not the same, huh?
Not the same thing. No.
But they're almost the same.
They're in the ballpark of each other, but there are distinct differences that says this is stuffing and this is dressing. And my mom makes dressing. And so,
Okay.
yeah.
Because during the members only stream, like Scott was in the chat, and there was like we started talking about Thanksgiving food, and I remember you said dressing, and I'm like, isn't that kind of the same? Because I never really liked it. I thought it was like, what the hell is that? You know, growing up, it was just one of those texture, and you know, people do it differently.
Yes, they do. That's why I say my mom's dressing, because the way my mom does it is like
people do it so differently, and yeah, I mean, people will put in weird shit. You know, it's never just, you know, I mean, mashed potatoes are usually just mashed potatoes. Sometimes people make, you know, put a little garlic in it, or they're more buttery. But for the most part, mashed potatoes. Turkey is turkey. Cranberry sauce, cranberry sauce. You know, things are. But when it comes to stuffing or dressing, however, you know, you want to call it, yeah, they're just. I think that's why it can go either way, because people just do different shit. And like I said, my ex, she got me onto it like a decade ago when we first got together. It was like, oh, wow, this is really good. And then I started giving it more of a chance, like other people's, you know, and yeah, some weren't as good as others. But man, I'm like now a fan of it. But it just depends. Like I've had some good ones, and I've also had some like, what the fuck is this? You know, like this is just like, feels like it's just someone just put some yeast or some stuff in here and mixed it together, and they made some kind of concoction of whatever. So anyways, hopefully you guys have a good Thanksgiving. Eat a lot of stuff. Do it. Don't worry about anything. Eat, drink, whatever the hell.
Watch some football.
There's a lot of football on. There's 3 games tomorrow, and it's always fun to do that. So yeah, and then we'll see you guys right here next month. Next week, and we'll be back with Batman Beyond with Last Resort. All right. So
yeah, all right.
And hit that like, thumbs up. We're still doing a vodka stream on Friday. You know it's Black Friday and doesn't mean shit. So, you know, go ahead. We'll buy.
Treat yourself. Come to the vodka stream.
There you go. Yeah, we'll be celebrating Black Friday with some good old nerdy talk. But all right, guys, appreciate you. We'll see you next week, and we will talk to you later.